I'm Vernon Felton, Senior Editor at Bike Magazine. We're at Bike's 2015 Bible Bike Test. And today we're talking about the Specialized Enduro Elite 29 and Specialized Enduro Elite 650B. That's a lot of bikes because there's actually a ton of Enduros in the Specialized line. There's 10 models, and that's because Specialized has both 29er Enduros and 650B this year, which is different because in the past it was just 26 and 29 and they were kind of off, not really wanting to jump into the 650B pool, but they have this year and they've split it evenly. So we've got two of them, $5,000 a piece, really nice kit, primarily SRAM X1 drivetrain, Pike. We'll get into the specs later. If that's way too much money for you, I'm not saying it is, but if it is, you can get into Enduro for about $3,600. So we have two questions in front of us. One, how does the Enduro compare with all the other really sick, light, uber capable all-mount Enduro bikes on the market now? And the second question is, between these two bikes, 29 and 650B, which did you like? So let's start with that first question. How does it compare with other bikes?
I think it's still a paradigm setter. I mean, everybody's
Bold
been
statement.
playing, they've been playing catch up with that. And this year we're seeing a whole crop of bikes that are pretty damn competitive, but still, can they beat it?
The first bike I rode today was the 29er Enduro. All right, I got on it and I charged down this hill, and it did so many things exactly like I wanted it to. It is confident. It is forgiving. I mean, it's a good amount of travel, and the geometry is, gosh, the 29 is like 67.5
Yeah.
for a 29er.
That's slack for a 29er.
Yeah, and it's so complimentary because the 29er is so forgiving, and the 67.5 degree angle is so forgiving. You can make so many bad decisions, and it will enable you.
Right.
It will enable you to make more bad
Bless his
decisions.
heart.
It
that,
broadens
really.
your margin of error hugely.
Yeah, all of us want someone like that in our life.
This bike, of course, had the K Creek DBR inline shock. What'd you guys think of that? It was how many of you had even ridden that shock before now? Because it's a new shock.
Yeah, have ridden it before, and I appreciate it. I like it a lot.
Yeah?
I do.
What'd you guys think?
I liked it. It was
it easy to get on with it? Was it intuitive to set up? I mean,
It's a geeky shock. There's no doubt about it.
yeah, because I mean that's the thing. That's what I'm getting at. I guess is
Yeah.
that people tend to love or hate Cane Creek. Most people love it, but they are not. They're not famous for being easy to set up.
Well, here's
But
the
when
thing.
compared to say a Fox, there's more dials. There's more range of adjustment.
But they come with a baseline tune.
Yeah.
And they're really good. The Cane Creek website is beautiful, and it shows you exactly what to do. I think they have a lounge for going in there and just sort of setting up your. I like lounges. It has
Put in a smoking jacket.
Yes, exactly. And set my shock up and have a nice smoke. I think that the factory settings, the baseline setting it comes with, is really, really good. Over time, with my own personal model, I have adjusted it a small bit off of that baseline, but not much, to be honest with you. Not
Likewise.
much. I feel like there's an elephant in the room right now,
Which
and it's the 650, because we have been talking only about the 29 at this point.
And why is that?
But I liked it better.
Yeah, it edges it out.
I liked it better too.
Now, for the record, this is something that we agreed not to talk about, so this is the first time that we're talking about which one we actually liked. And
We thought we were going to get in a big argument. We were
Yeah.
kind of playing
Yeah.
Jedi mind tricks on each other. And
Yeah.
like, oh, what do you think?
so some of you guys thought you liked 650, and some of you guys thought you liked 29er, and you all wound up liking the 29er more. Why?
The 650 has a 65.5 degree head angle,
Yep.
and 10 millimeters more rear travel.
Yep, 165.
And you know what? As soon as I got on that bike, I almost felt like I was back on an SX trail from Specialized, and it's
Good
very
bike.
reminiscent of that. What's that?
A good bike.
Great, like I love that bike, and riding uphill in relationship to the 29er. So on that bike, I did not use the climb setting on the Cane Creek rear shock. However, on the 650. I was climbing, and immediately I decided I wanted to put that climb setting on because it needed it.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Me too.
Interesting, right? Between
Yeah.
those two bikes. So I was like, plus I needed a lot more air in the rear shock on the 650. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
it must be a much higher leverage ratio. Something's going on here. I'm climbing on it. I have to use a much more rider input to get it up those steep climbs. I have to get much further forward on it, and now it's a much slacker.
Right.
But it still pedaled up that hill really, really, really well.
Well, and some
Yeah,
of
yeah,
that's
it was
suspension
close.
kinematics, right? But some of that is the bigger wheels giving you a better angle of attack.
Yeah.
You can sit down more. You don't have to weight shift a lot, right? Which is what people who like 29ers like about it. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's part of
But all those things generally in other brands will come with a sacrifice, namely chainstay length.
it, right?
And the Enduro does not. This chainstay length on this 29er Enduro is shorter than many of our 650 bikes.
Yeah.
So
And just a smidge longer than its own 650 brother.
Yeah.
422 on 650, 430 on
Right.
the 29er.
In
Yeah.
American East,
Yeah.
16.9 versus 16.7.
yeah. So that being said, like all of there are more sacrifices, and we're all talking about it right now. There are more sacrifices that have come with that little bit of travel than have come with the big wheels. But there are far more benefits with the big wheels.
I would agree.
And just feel it on the trail.
I had to ride, like, so we've basically just talked about the climbing ability so far and how we both had to, or how you and I have the same sentiment as far as it's concerned with the climb setting. Did you take the climb setting off the 29er? Like, I don't need that.
No, I mean I tried both, of course.
Yeah.
But no, on the 29er, I was able to leave it off. It was efficient and comfortable and everything. So yeah, you have the option to leave it wide open and just think about the bloody trail.
It was,
I-
I think I was a little slower on the 650, and it was my third lap, but I definitely was going faster on the 29er downhill. They're all that chunky stuff. It's just forgiving. There's a lot of margin for error. The momentum, wheels just hold their momentum.
It's a brawler, there's no doubt about it. Like I said, more SX, you have to get more with the front end of that bike. You have to ride it more like a downhill bike, for sure.
That's a good point. That's a good way to put it. It's like it plows. Like when you keep the rubber on the ground and you're on that 29er,
Yeah.
like no matter what you're looking at, it will chew it up.
So I do believe that 650 Enduro would be more at home on a much gnarlier course. And it would then, the difference would become a little bit bigger, and then like you might have a choice like, well, wait a minute, that thing really does
Offer more
own
for
that.
benefit.
It does have it. I think that we didn't have the course that would really suit it. To be honest
I'd
with
like
you.
to try that because I'm not 100% convinced that that would be more capable on a steeper, like the bigger
Well,
drops.
I'm not either, but I think
Well, let's not limit it by saying steeper, gnarlier, blah blah blah. Like the 650B, I feel like would be a great replacement for kind of the semi-park bikes of the mid 2000s. You know, something that like a person younger than the four of us here, you know, would like to take home and huck, you know, and mercilessly jump and shred and still be able to climb with.
Yeah.
So that is for a type of rider and type of trail that is maybe a little bit different type than we were on, and which is the type of trail that made us fall in love with the 29er.
Well, then it gets to the point. I mean, I guess this gets to the ultimate point, and that is there's not one perfect wheel size, right? I mean, it's like they both have the pros and cons. I think the 29er is outstanding.
We've got more pros on the 29er, Vernon. I think there is a decided winner here.
Our staff likes the 29er. Specialized is giving you the option to figure out what you want. We will say this. If you say that 29ers are lame and their bikes are old men who are just parking them next to their golf cart, you're wrong. You just need to try the best ones. And this is one of the best ones. If you want to check out a full review of this bike, go to Bike Magazine. If you want to see more bike test videos, go to bikemag.com.